We begin with breaking news as police are now identifying the man involved in a Moorhead stabbing. Moorhead police say 27-year-old Juan Pablo Brown of Moorhead has been booked into Clay County Jail on several charges. Juan Brown is accused of stabbing a female on Sunday in South Moorhead. Police say the victim is still in the hospital. Brown faces charges of first-degree attempted murder, first-degree assault, third-degree criminal sexual conduct, and felony domestic assault. Well, I was definitely using the ice scraper this morning, but still took longer than usual if you didn't have on your defrost. Well, let's check in meteorologist Lisa Green to see if this is going to change for the noon hour.
Well, this afternoon, we're looking at conditions that are going to be really pleasant as far as January weather is concerned. We're looking at some blue skies, some high thin clouds too, as we're looking toward downtown Fargo in our view. We've finally gotten rid of the fog that's led to all that frost here for today, and looking at conditions that are going to be rather pleasant into the afternoon hours. Here's a look at our numbers right now. We are seeing those temperatures surge in the west and in the south. We're at 42 degrees in Jamestown and in Sisseton. Fargo's still working on warming up at 27, and it's 31 currently in Grand Forks, a little cooler to the east. But again, just a reminder, average highs this time of year well into the teens, and that is it. So we are well above that, and we'll continue to see those temperatures rise this afternoon. Here's a look at your radar and satellite composite. We do have those high thin clouds streaming through places where we are clear as well. Over to the east, you can make out Upper and Lower Red Lake there. The snow-covered, iced-over lakes in that area, easier to see in those places with those evergreen trees. And then, we're looking at some breaks in the clouds out to the west as well. So it's going to be one of those afternoons that's variably cloudy yet again here for today, but much better visibility. So this afternoon, expect to have temperatures into the 30s in a lot of spots, some of us in the 20s in the east, and I think a lot of us will see the opportunity of getting into that 30 to 35 degree range, and again, some of us already in the low 40s this afternoon. So we're really heating things up, and we're not done just yet. We do have, of course, that looming snow system coming our way for the end of the week. I'll have details on that in just a couple of minutes.
Thanks, Lisa. Towner County Sheriff's Office is searching for a man who stole a jar full of charity money from a gas station. According to the post on the Sheriff's Office Facebook page, the man stole a benefit jar full of bills and coins from the Cenex gas station in Cando, North Dakota yesterday. The Sheriff's Office says the same man tried to return a bottle from the off the shelf at Lake's Liquor in Devil's Lake on January 10th. If you recognize the man or his vehicle, you're asked to contact the Towner County Sheriff's Office. The number is provided on your screen. Grand Forks police are notifying the public about a high-risk sex offender that has now changed his address. They say Michael Magee now lives at 625 North 5th Street. Magee served time following a conviction of aggravated sexual assault. Magee is a high-risk offender, meaning he is most likely to reoffend, and he must register for a lifetime. President-elect Joe Biden will be inheriting a number of international challenges. How will the new administration's foreign policy efforts affect the world's changed view of America? NBC's Kyer Simmons reports from London.
America is set to lurch from last week's scenes on Capitol Hill and a president whose anti-democratic rhetoric has left America's reputation seriously bruised on the world stage. To one of the most seasoned foreign policy administrations Washington has seen in a long time.
President Biden has about 50 years of experience dealing with foreign affairs and national security issues.
So if you're one of his people in his administration, how do you approach a president like that?
Well, I think you take into account his experiences. You make sure that you're able to understand exactly the evolution of U.S. foreign policies over the years because he is very well schooled in it.
I'm pleased to announce nominations and staff for...
And Biden is picking people with experience. You could say he's putting the band back together. Tony Blinken for Secretary of State, Jake Sullivan for National Security Advisor, Linda Thomas Greenfield at the UN, all served under President Obama. Senator Chris Murphy of the Foreign Relations Committee says the difference from the Trump administration will be night and day.
I just got off the phone with the nominee to be ambassador to the UN, and as soon as I hung up the Zoom call, I said to my staff, my God, it is so refreshing to talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Former press secretary for President Obama, Jay Carney, is one of Tony Blinken's best friends.
What do you think will be his guiding principle or principles?
He believes both in America's exceptional role in the world and in the truth that America can't be effective, the United States can't be effective on behalf of American citizens unless it works collaboratively with our allies.
President Biden's foreign policy will partly depend on Congress and a wafer-thin majority in the Senate. Senators like Chris Murphy will be power brokers and want Biden to remember the role Congress is supposed to play.
I certainly would hope that the Biden administration recognizes the overuse of our military and military tools around the world. It is not up to the President of the United States to get involved in a far-off place militarily in order to effectuate a human rights agenda. That decision is Congress's decision.
Thank you. How President Biden balances upholding human rights and democracy while advocating for the American middle class and turning the page from President Trump's unpredictability will ultimately determine the success of his foreign policy. A lot has changed since 2016, perhaps most importantly that this is no longer a unipolar world. The rise of China is everywhere. The question is whether the Biden administration can truly pivot to that new reality, whether America can come to terms with that new reality. It will be a real challenge. Keir Simmons, NBC News, London.
The FBI says extremists are threatening to attack courthouses and state capitals across the country, and President Trump is forced from office. And Washington, D.C. is beefing up security ahead of President-elect Biden's January 20th inauguration. The first of up to 15,000 National Guard troops have already been deployed. Supporters of legalizing recreational marijuana in North Dakota are taking another run at the issue after failing to collect enough signatures to get it on the 2020 ballot. Secretary of State Al Jaeger says the group filed a new petition yesterday. If approved, backers would have 1 year to turn in at least 26,904 valid signatures to put in a vote in November 2020. Petition gatherers fell just shy of 24,000 signatures in last year's effort and blamed the coronavirus pandemic. Walmart is expanding its financial services. That tops our look at consumer news. The big box retailer is creating a fintech startup with the same venture capital firm behind the Robinhood app. Walmart didn't share many details, like the name of the new company or when its services will be available. But it did say it will develop unique and affordable financial products for Walmart employees and customers. The Federal Reserve says 6% of adults don't have a bank account and 16% are considered underbanked, meaning they use alternative financial services. We have a new national champion in college football. Alabama beat Ohio State 52-24 last night in Miami Gardens, Florida. Heisman Trophy winner Devonta Smith had 3 touchdowns, all in the first half, including this one just before halftime. When the clock hit 0, the celebration was on. This is the record 7th national championship for head coach Nick Saban and the 18th national title for Alabama. Crimson and white confetti is getting to be a common sight after the national championship game. Well, coming up at noon, see how one company is helping people lose weight in an untraditional way. And are we done seeing fog, or will it make a return? Weather up next with meteorologist Lisa Green to plan your day.